Right, so me and Frank are joined today by both Harrys, Harry Salter and Harry Cowlbeck. These boys come in. Harry was here from the start, and Harry Cowlbeck, sorry, was here from the start. And Harry sort of come in a few games in. Those boys are both settled in nicely, and they started 5 games at the back centre half together. And I don't think we lost in them 5 games, did we, boys?
Ooh, I'm not too sure. I think not with me and Salter anyway.
Yeah, I think it's
Don't
been all
think
right
so.
last
No.
week.
So no, it's you've done well from a perspective from watching on the sidelines. How have you both found it so far?
Do you want to go first, H?
Yeah, go on, mate. It's been good, especially like you said, mate. The last 5, 6 league games unbeaten, so the squad's obviously getting a lot more settled,
Yeah,
which is a massive help. I think my first 6, 7 games, I probably played with someone different every time.
yeah,
Yeah,
So having H next to me is, yeah, it makes a big difference. I think having the same sort of squad week in, week out. So it's been good. Obviously, results have picked up. I weren't here from the start, as you mentioned, but
mhm,
since I've come in, I think everyone's sort of bought into the Gaffer's way of playing.
yeah,
So it's yeah, heading in the right direction. So it's good.
definitely.
I was there from the start, so sort of I feel like everyone's got the same sort of thing. Like anyone who started from the beginning sort of has the same mindset of obviously we had them 6 games on the bounce losing. A lot of people probably thinking sort of are we good enough to be here? I know I spoke to you, Michael, about it over the weekend.
Yeah,
Um, but obviously there's been a big improvement and I can feel that as a player myself. Obviously with players like Harry coming in, sort of helps having that sort of better players come in sometimes that you can, and also players for me that I can have next to me, like Harry, sort of helps us. And I think it's got a lot better recently, and I'm sort of looking forward to seeing where it's going.
yeah, good. And Frank, obviously, sorry I haven't introduced you yet, but how is it from the sideline? Obviously, we've mentioned before the first 6 weeks and everything like that, but it's definitely going in the right direction.
100%. Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm a bit of a nerd. So earlier on, I was going through, and our first 9 games, I saw we scored 11 and conceded 22. In our
Okay.
last 9 games, we've scored 20 and conceded 10. So you can see the difference. It's night and day. Obviously, better players coming in, and I think just a more settled squad. When you're shuffling around the back four and you difference up front, obviously losing Greavesy, that was a big loss and things like that. But the way we've adapted, I think, has been phenomenal. Zizi coming in, Kieran Miles coming in, obviously Salter yourself coming in early days. The squad is just unrecognisable. The team we're watching, Mike, on from the sidelines, is unrecognisable. Like I say, first 9 we were scoring 1, conceding 2 on average. Now we're the complete reverse of that. So for every 2 goals we score, we concede 1. So it's a different squad and onwards and
Perfect.
upwards, really.
No, definitely. And yeah, I've mentioned it before when I've been on, and it feels like a completely different team. But it's going to be when we started this season. It's all going to change. But no, obviously we didn't have a game this week, so quite a few of the boys went down the club, which was still nice. I went down there with Jono, and there was nearly the whole squad was there, weren't there, boys? So it was good.
Yeah, it's a good turnout. To be fair, it was. Yeah, it's good to get everyone together. So it
Obviously, we
helps us
prefer
a
the
bit.
game, but yeah, it's
Yeah,
better than sitting at home.
definitely.
Definitely, yeah. So hopefully that the pitch holds up this week. But yeah, as we've said, and as Harry said there, with the first 6 games were almost a write off with the results that we got and things like that. But as I've said previously, you can't keep going back. You can only look forward. So obviously, looking a little bit forward onto Saturday, um, we have got Cressing. So we played them the last time we played them. We lost away from home. It was a bit of a weird game, I thought, Christian. I don't know how you boys felt playing in it, but I felt like they didn't overly dominate us, but we didn't. Greasy didn't play that day, I remember, so we didn't have an attacking outlet really. It felt like they had the ball a lot, but it was coming back a lot with not a lot of quality, but they had enough to break us down, obviously, and win the game.
Yeah, it was a weird game. It from both teams. I think everything just bypassed the midfield.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
they had 2 big centre halves who just ate everything up. Every ball we played went long, straight down the middle of the park. So it really was just a long ball header volley back, and that was the same for both teams. They had that tall striker, if I remember. He was a handful. But I think now, obviously, the squad, as you said, is a lot more settled. We've got a similar squad week in, week out. So taking our last few results into Saturday,
Yeah,
I don't see why we can't get a result. So I think they've picked up a few results lately.
Yeah.
But travelling down to our place, it's a long way for anyone. So
yeah,
fingers
definitely.
crossed it will be 3 points.
Well, yeah, that's what we're aiming for, definitely. Anything from you, Cowlbeck?
I can't, to be honest, I can't even remember that game. Was I playing that game? I fully, my mind.
I don't know.
I don't think you were. I don't think you were playing.
No,
there you go.
Sorry.
That's why you don't remember it.
talking. Bloody game was that? I'm literally wrapped my brains to it, but I don't think I was there. But yeah, they're up the top, aren't they, Crescent? They're sort of top 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So obviously you've got to respect and things like that. But obviously, I think now we look at it a bit differently than what we did before. We see those teams that are sort of a level above. We feel like we can go and compete against them. Sort of like the Fulham game, for example. Start of the season, we wouldn't have a chance, whereas we've gone there and could have beat them, to be fair, if it goes our way another day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. No, I couldn't agree more. And as you boys both said, you got to respect them because they're a good team, but we're not going into games fearing anymore. So if when we was playing against them and Brighton Sea the first time round, I think we was all going there. Well, I certainly wasn't anyway. I weren't playing, but I was going there thinking, oh, if we don't get the first goal, it could be long day sort of thing. But no, that's it's completely different now. Just going back a little bit for the both of you. So just explain to both me, Frank, and anyone watching what your previous careers have been in football and how you've got to East Thurrock today.
Yeah, so I've sort of been playing just youth football before, just sort of local teams around. I played for East Thurrock, funny enough, when I was a bit younger, like the old East Thurrock, obviously. I played for like Grays, Tilbury, them sort of teams, Haybridge, just sort of Billericay, sort of local teams, do you know what I mean, growing up.
Yeah.
Never, first year of men's football, I think Kev spoke about it last week when you were on with him, sort of my first year, so I sort of adapted into that. But yeah, it's mainly sort of been youth football for me.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, I mean, last couple of years I've played in this division for a few years now, with Elscombe. I was there for a few years. Silver End, we come second in this division last year.
Okay.
Started this season with Coggeshall. But I'm now moved to Stamford, so for me, the travel 2-3 times a week was a bit of a killer. So yeah, spoke to Covo and signed for Thurrock. So
very nice. No, it's obviously Harry Cowlbeck. You was here from the start, but no, it was a very good addition bringing you in, Harry. Not trying to make your head too big. Not bad to talk back with that door behind on the way out. But no, it's just from a fan's perspective, it's shored up at the back, and even when, for example, you wasn't around last week, Harry Salter, or the week before last when we had a game, Ray stepped in there, and if you can have 2, it's great. If you can have 2 or 3 or even maybe 4 in those 2 centre half pairings, it's a nice problem for the managers to have, and obviously for a team like us, where Frank, you said, was conceding 2 goals every game in the first 9, and it really shows the change and shift that we've had. So we'll park the football a little bit. We are going to go on to your teammates now. So it's been a couple of weeks where we've had people on, players wise, or we had Tommy and Harry just before the last players. So we haven't had it for a couple of weeks, but it'll be good to get back. So the first one I've got is worst dressed.
Oh, Jack Covo.
Yeah, that easy.
I'm going Jack Covo as well. I'll tell you why. Because on Saturday when the boys were there, he's come in and he's rocked up in one of the worst tracksuits I think I've ever seen. I was speaking to Covo Senior and he goes, "What is he wearing?" And I think that's enough said, to be honest.
Fair play. No, yeah, we'll leave that one there.
Don't like that.
The second one is teacher's pet.
I'm going Kyle.
Kyle. That's a new
one, isn't it?
We haven't had Kyle.
Yeah, I'll go
But
Carl.
from an outsider looking in, I'm not sure I can disagree with it.
Really?
I think it's a good shout.
Little reason, even when he was, what did he do? His collarbone or shoulder?
Yeah,
When
collarbone.
he was still coming over to training, just standing there behind the gaffers. And it was just like just rolling balls on if the ball went
Let them
out.
know it's about.
Yeah, it's still about, and every pass, it's like, oh, love it, you. Go on, keep going. It is. Yeah,
Oh, lad.
yeah.
He's just
That's
enjoying
my
it, isn't he?
choice.
Cowlbeck, who's yours? You didn't say.
Oh, I said Sharky, but do you know
Oh,
what?
sure.
Oh, you know, because he was right when he got injured. He was there over training sessions. I thought, bloody hell, I don't know if I'd be up.
Speaking of training, best trainer.
Ooh, I could go for a few here. To be fair, I think I could go easy and say Harry Prince, but I'll go for someone else. I'd say Ray or Mosey. From what I see, they're the two that sort of, when I'm training, I think like they're always on it. Like Ray, especially when he's at training, he always looks tidy on the ball.
Yeah, them two are up there. I think Bobby as well. Give him a shout. So
Well, it's nice. It's a nice problem to have to think about it. So that's good.
That's
And
lovely.
then worst trainer.
Jack Covo.
There was two at the last session. It was Covo and Sharky. So I'm going to put them two up there because we were firing balls at them at the end because they were the worst trainers. So I think,
Yeah. Good shout. Right, so we'll go for least intelligent.
Do it, Harry.
I think it's Case.
Okay.
I love.
I think Faith's up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With them carrier bags and these shoes.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
mate.
that's shocking.
That
It
was
was,
every week it changed manufacturers, and he was telling us how he got a new deal. It was great.
oh, it's terrible. One of the away games, we're on the coach, so we had a couple of beers, and one of the boys passed him a lighter to open the bottle, and he's lit it and tried to like burn the lid instead of flicking it up. So,
Oh, Jesus.
yeah, that's worth a shout, Faith.
That's more than fair.
Cool.
And you, Cowlbeck?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'll go with Case personally. I think he's got a lot, but sometimes some of the things him and Covo come out with is just I'll give that one. Give it to Case.
And then the most intelligent.
Ooh,
That's a little bit worrying.
I think Ray.
I'll put myself up there. You know, I'll
Especially
put
them glasses on, mate. It's the first time I've seen them. They're lovely.
Okay, so I'll put myself. People probably don't know, but I go uni as well. So I don't know if any other boys go uni. So I'm doing all right education wise.
Yeah.
But I'd say if it weren't me, I'd personally.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. To be fair, I don't know no one else being that clever.
You don't speak to many enough. I don't blame you.
Definitely
Just
not
stay
me.
away.
That's all I know. So
Hit the bottom and just run off.
that'll do.
Right, who's got the best banter?
Oh, it's Lewis. Lewis, 100%.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, he's well, as we saw at the Christmas party, especially on the night out, it was all around him, wasn't it?
He literally coming straight away and just was just himself when he settled in straight away.
I've said it before. I find it amazing with Lewis that he came in like sort of a couple of games in, didn't know a single. Cause that's what I said to him. I said, "Did you know anyone?" No, but all of you got him at the top of that list. He's a great person.
He settled in quicker than me, to be fair. He come in 2 weeks later. He was like banging the group chat. He was loving it. So yeah, definitely Lewis.
Good stuff. No, credit to him how he settled in, and good to hear. Right, the worst to sit next to on the coach. Now, this could be for personality-wise or the music they play, so it's up to you. I've heard some shockers from the front.
Pick who?
Can I pick a manager?
If you want to.
Right, I'm going for Kev. He rips into me every time. We went on one of the away days and he was absolutely mullering me about my girlfriend. So I'm gonna go for Kev. So that's definitely.
I didn't have him down as that, Frank. We'll have to have a word with him next time.
Yeah, he loves taking the piss out of me, Kev.
I'll probably go with Owen Dixie just because he's DJ, so he has the speaker next to him on the seats. So have that blaring in your ear on the way home. It's not ideal.
The biggest moaner.
No, Covo.
I didn't even feel like I needed to ask.
Yeah, you don't need to ask that one.
Yeah, it's quite 100%. I feel
Well, go on. Sorry, Cowlbeck.
sorry. I said I'll put him up for everything. I feel a bit bad. I might get a slap at training.
Well,
Might need-
it's down to him, I suppose. If he weren't moaning all the time or dressing badly, apparently, then he wouldn't get it, would he?
True.
So next we'll go on to slowest player.
Well, obviously I'm up there for that, but I can't vote myself.
I was going to say he's right next to me, Slovis, but
Barring me, I'll go Case.
We need to set that race up, you know.
Yeah,
I'd
we're
like
gonna
to
have
see that.
100%.
I'd like to see that. We'll get Liam to come down and film it in training, and we'll post it on one of the next pods.
That would be good.
It'll be a long race. That's all I know.
And then completely opposite, the fastest player.
Ooh, that's got to be Zeze for me. I think he looks quick, like with or without the always seems the quickest. To be fair,
I think Owen, I reckon, could be up there.
actually, yeah.
I think, yeah, that's another race.
It's another race. Lovely.
We'll set it up. Sounds good to me. Then you've got someone to take a penalty to save your life.
Oh, we ain't the best of pens, are we?
Oh, I know one answer. I'll go with Purdy because he's had one, scored one. To be fair to him, we were saying this the other day, so I think I'll go with Purdy on that one.
Go. Fair play.
For ratio, Purdy, but Princey's got to be up there.
Yeah, fair shout. Right. Now the last one of the night, and I did mention it to you boys earlier. Obviously, we are going not the end of the season, but we're over halfway. So why wouldn't you both to give me a best player of the season so far from your perspective? It can be for improvement, or it can be for quality, or it can be for leadership, anything you want. Just someone you put right at the top.
Can I do a best improved and a best player as well?
Yeah, go for it. Crack on.
So best player, I'd go with Harry Prince. And then I'd say most improved, I'd actually go with Sharky. I know I've been slating him today, but I'd go. To be fair, in the last sort of 5 to 6 games, he's been quality for me. And I'm playing on his side as well, and the improvement from the start to now has been major. To be fair,
I completely agree with that, Cowlbeck. Completely agree. Sharky's a massive improvement, definitely.
I think for me, since I come in, probably Princey.
Yeah.
Just for the goals he's been scoring. It's
pretty hard not to,
really. So yeah, Princey.
No, definitely. Right, that wraps up the players' questions. And obviously I'll touch on a couple of them just to have a little chat about it. And obviously you spoke about Harry, the Cowlbeck, sorry, the improvement of Sharky, and we spoke about Bobby earlier and things like that. And what would you say that's down to, boys, really? Obviously we spoke about the solidarity of the squad. Are you doing more things in training now, learning different things, and what's really propelled the team forward?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things, definitely. Like, obviously, like you said, with the team sort of settling, you sort of understand how each other play a lot more. Like me and H or me and Sharky have got a better understanding of how sort of each other play. But also with the training, especially, you can tell the difference of we're doing like passages of play now. I think they mentioned before, and we're sort of getting onto more sort of advanced things rather than the sort of basics of try not to concede. Basically, that's what it was at the start. That's how it felt. But yeah, I feel like we're progressing as a team, and I feel like you can see that in our performances and sort of how everyone is.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. To be fair, from H, but I think consistency of the starting 11 as well. Obviously, Bob and Sharky obviously they've been pretty much every game this year.
Yeah.
So actually having the minutes in your legs week in, week out. And then I think H said there, the training you're doing set pieces, you're doing passages of play, like you're working on actual football things.
Yeah.
Rather than just, here's a 9v9, there you go and play. It's actually working on stuff, and sometimes it's boring, but it's effective and it works. So it's got to be done.
Something's clearly working because the results definitely going in the right direction.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm
interested to know. Like, you've got, like, obviously we've got 2 managers with Covo and we've got Kev. and then obviously Cobo Senior in there. Does that help you boys, like having three voices? Do they bring something different to the table? Because I think Cobo Senior being there, like I notice him, he seems to be a more vocal one on match days. You know, when we get an attacking set piece, for example, if Sharky sort of goes to ball play, he'll make sure that he's back and go side of his man and things like that. I'm sure that experience is invaluable, especially at the level we manage that.
Yeah, I think for Cobo Senior, probably dropping down to this level's a bit of a wake up call for him from where he's been used to. So he's had to adapt as well to the level of football.
Yeah.
But having someone with that background and that knowledge to kind of pass on to us, to the gaffers as well, it can only help you get better. So it's he's doing something right, definitely.
Exactly.
I'd agree with that as well. I feel like the thing is, well, all three do bring something different for me, especially like I feel like I've known Kev for years, so it sort of helped me settle in at the start, and obviously he knows his football as well. Povo Senior, obviously, I don't have to talk enough about how he knows his football, but I feel like little Covo doesn't get as much probably praise as he should. For me personally, he's very good at sort of dealing with certain scenarios for me, because how to sort of relay information back to me if something did go wrong, or whether he wants to. He's positive in the change room. I think that does help players like me anyway. And
perfect. No, and obviously sharing that as well, and even from outside looking in, you can tell that the two young guys, the co-managers, both bring something different. And I grew up watching Covo Senior, so I know a little bit what he can bring to the team. Although, as you said, Saltwit's a little bit of a wake up call, or a change of role for the level. But no, they're something's working anyway. It's they're working well as a three, and I think Covo Senior was a little bit less involved at the start. And if I'm honest, I don't know if he saw those first 6 games the same as us and thought, "Well, I can't keep coming to watch this every week." But something, as I said, something's changing, and it's for the better, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
So that wraps it up really. So just a quick note that we've got the club quiz night on the 21st of February. Obviously, if players, managers, fans, owners can come along, everything goes towards the club. So it's £5 an entry per person, and it's a team of 6. So that will be down at the club. So if you're free, come along to that. And this episode is sponsored by the Bramptonites. Boys, have you got anything else to say before we go?
Nothing from me.
Good. 3 points Saturday, hopefully.
Perfect. Yep.
Thanks for coming on.
And everyone get down if you can on Saturday. We've obviously hopefully got a home game depending on the pitch, but we're back at home again next week as well. So hopefully we'll at least get 1 out of 2, but hopefully 2 out of 2 and push for 6 points. Thank you very much.